Folks, all week long, we have seen footage of Americans, troubling footage of Americans frantically trying to leave Kabul, to come back home. Despite what Biden says, it has been anything but easy. But as the United States is on the clock to be out of the country within weeks, China, they're staying put there in Afghanistan. Earlier this week, China's foreign minister, Hua Chunying, stated the Chinese embassy in Afghanistan is still operating normally. The Chinese ambassador and embassy staff are fulfilling their duties. For those few people who choose to stay, the embassy is in close contact with them. They are all safe and sound so far. So they are staying, the Chinese, and they feel safe to stay there. They think they have an ally, I believe, in the Taliban. China sees opportunity, and that should scare us here in the United States. With the Taliban in power, China eyes highly lucrative rare earth mines in Afghanistan. Now, what does this mean for the United States, and what might it mean for Taiwan, a key economic and strategic ally of the United States? To discuss it, we're going to bring in Michael Savage. He's the host of The Michael Savage Show, and he talked about this very idea earlier today on his show. So welcome, Michael. Listen, first, a quick geography lesson. I think a lot of people don't realize that Afghanistan does border China just barely. It's an extremely tiny border between those two countries, in between Tajikistan and Pakistan. But clearly a lot of interest from the Chinese, from Beijing in Afghanistan. I have to think that most of it is about those rare earth minerals, which I was just mentioning. The total value of rare earth minerals in Afghanistan is allegedly between $1 trillion and $3 trillion. So it is a country that has almost no development, but has enormous resources in the ground. Do the Chinese smell blood here? Do they smell opportunity? And are they trying to get their hands on those rare earth minerals?
Jen and Steve, thanks for having me on. Are we going to argue tonight, or we're friends? I hope we're friends, because I think
we're always friends.
Even if we are tonight, we're just joking.
We love having you on.
I look forward to this more than anything else in my life. Shows you how sad my life is. But the fact is, on my podcast this week, I spoke with a commanding general who directed the 101st Airborne there for 8 years, who knows everything about it. And I shocked even him by bringing up the Silk Road. I said, isn't it true that Afghanistan has always been the crossroads of trade in the Middle East, going back to Genghis Khan? He said 100% right. The Chinese have been there. Go back and study the history, everybody, on Silk Road, Silk Road, Silk Road. They're there. They're the big winners here. We all have heard about the loss of the military equipment, planes, guns, night vision, tanks. Hard to believe that Biden is not responsible for this. If a handgun goes missing in an armory, people are court-martialed. Now you lose airplanes and tanks and nothing happens to these dumb generals. Okay, we all hear this. But the big picture behind it all is the $3 trillion in rare earth elements. What are they? I'm not going to go into chemistry. I'm not a chemist. We know basically what they are. Things like lithium, which make up the internal guts of computers, cell phones, electric vehicles. People don't know that the average electric car requires 6 times more minerals than a conventional car. Who has them? China, Brazil, and Afghanistan. China in 1993 controlled 38% of world production. Today, 98% of world production. And we had a few rare earth element mines in the West. Do you remember this a few years ago? And the Chinese were allowed to buy them? It's hard to believe how smart they are and how corrupt or dumb we are. So the question is, what's going to happen? I don't have an answer to that. All I know is that we're in real trouble because our chips depend upon these rare earth elements. But there are other elements we could talk about. I mean, the hologram in the basement, as I called Biden for well over a year, this poor guy, you almost have compassion. You have to have compassion for him. He cannot handle this. He thought it would be a cakewalk after all the years of being the second in command. Suddenly he's flying on Air Force One, and now this falls into his lap. He's ill-equipped to handle it. But the fact of the matter is, Joe's disaster.
Michael, let me ask you about, because you're mentioning chips, okay, and I want to ask you, because I think this is related to this story in a different sense. China clearly has designs on Taiwan. I think that given the U.S. weakness, given just the implosion that is happening in Kabul, I believe they're going to be far more aggressive about making a move while Biden is in the White House on Taiwan. Now, Taiwan is not just a strategic partner of the United States, but it's also a key economic partner because they produce the majority of all chips produced in the entire world, right? right? And so because of that fact alone, it's incredibly important to our economy. If Taiwan were to get invaded and if they were to stop sending chips to the United States, I think our economy would go into an absolute tailspin. I mean, we couldn't make cars, we couldn't buy a refrigerator. It would be catastrophic. So China, I think, believes, probably fairly properly, that they have the U.S. in a strategically weak spot. Your thoughts regarding Taiwan?
Well, it's clear as a bell, but the fact is the Taiwanese are not going to roll over, and they have a phenomenal military. The only problem here is that China now knows we're not going to defend Taiwan. If Biden is willing to conduct the greatest military, or shall I say I call this today the greatest terror victory since 9/11. That's the context in which I put this. This is a terrorist's dream. They just conducted a victory. We did nothing. He did everything backwards. He took out the military first, left the equipment. Now he's trying to get the civilians out. So he put in 5,000 troops. He should have taken the civilians out.
Michael?
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, but they're telling me we got to go. Somehow we ran out of time here. I didn't even get to ask you a question, so I'm sorry, but we'll look forward to hopefully extending this next week.
I got a funny joke for you.
What's that?
There's a silver lining. It may mean the end of sales for Hunter's art in Afghanistan because the Taliban are Islamofascists who burn art. They don't collect it. So that may be the silver lining.
Well, that's great. On a Friday, we've got a silver lining.
Come on,
Michael Savage, thanks for being with us.
Jen. That's got to be worth something.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.